Hello gamers, my name is Gamer and welcome back. It is day 8 of the spoiler season. We're almost done, but we do have quite a bit to get through today, so I'm just going to crack right in with a card called Baloth Null. It is 4 a black and a green for a 4/5 zombie beast, and when it enters the battlefield, return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty good. That's not bad. 6 mana to get a 4/5, and you can get 2 creature cards back into your hand. I'm okay with this. I have a Sidisi commander deck that this guy will happily go into, because I get to cast zombies quite a lot, so that's nice. Moving on though, we have a Cliffhaven Vampire. 2 a white and a black for a 2/4 Vampire Warrior ally with flying, and whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. I know someone with a white-black Soul Sisters deck that I feel like would probably want this card in it, even if it's just 1 copy as an alternate win condition. No idea what they would take out in replacement for it, but it seems pretty good in something with a lot of small life gain as opposed to large chunks of big life gain. But yeah, I can also see that possibly doing some good things in Limited with the Calastrian Nightwatch, Drana's Emissary, those sorts of things. It's interesting. I like it. Can definitely see that doing some work. Speaking of Drana, we have Drana's Chosen. 3 into black for a 2/2 Vampire Charmin Ally with Cohort. Tap and tap an untapped ally you control to put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield tapped. That's fine. Takes out 2 of your blockers, but you get a 2/2 zombie which still enters tapped, but hey, it's more creatures for the next turn. So yeah, probably want to be ahead a bit in board state before you use this, but yeah, I can definitely see that doing some interesting things. We will head right along with the Stormchaser Mage. It is a blue and a red for a 1/3 human wizard with flying, haste, and prowess. Prowess being whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. He's fine. He does things. Things are done when he is there. Next up, we have a Sylvan Advocate. 1 and a green for a 2/3 elf druid ally with vigilance, and as long as you control 6 or more lands, Sylvan Advocate and land creatures you control get +2/+2. So this guy goes in the landfall decks, and all your awakened decks. Actually no, probably just the awakened decks, but the new landfall cards from this set do some interesting things with this. So the embodiment of blank plus this guy makes it a 5/5 land whenever a land enters the battlefield, as long as you have 6 or more lands. So yeah, that's interesting. I like that card. I can see that doing some interesting things. Here we are. A Thought-Knot Seer. 3 and a colorless. When Thought-Knot Seer enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it and exile that card. When Thought-Knot Seer leaves the battlefield, target opponent draws a card. Yeah, that seems interesting. It's a colorless discard, basically. It's more of a pseudo Brain Maggot, or pseudo Tidehollow Sculler, that sort of thing, where it's taking a card, but instead of getting that card back, they get a different card. Anyway, it's interesting. Strange, but interesting. Here we are. VoidGrafter, 1 green blue for a 2/4 Eldrazi drone with flash. Haven't seen many things with flash recently. When VoidGrafter enters the battlefield, another target creature you control gains hexproof until end of turn. So let's say you have an 8/9 Trampler on the field. They cast a kill spell of some sort, say a Bone Splinters, or what have you. You then cast a VoidGrafter, give your 8/9 Trampler hexproof, the spell fizzles. Everyone's happy, except the guy that doesn't have an 8/9, or the creature you just sacrificed to try and get rid of your 8/9. Yeah, that's pretty good. We've got one last card before we get into today's spoils, and that is Weapons Trainer. That is a red and a white for a 3/2 human soldier ally that has other creatures you control get +1/+0 as long as you control an equipment. So we've seen a few equipment spoiled, not too many. A few are common. If you've got this guy, you're probably going to be able to pick up an equipment or two, even if it is just bone saw, something like that. Yeah, those were interesting. Those were yesterday's cards, but we will get onto today's cards with a card called Jwar Avenger. 4 and a blue for a 3/3 with flying. So 5 mana, 3/3 with flying. We've seen a 5 mana 3/3 with flying, but that one also had vigilance, and that was in Battle for Zendikar, so this card's got to have a bit more to go with it. And it does. It's got a surge cost of 3 mana for a 3/3 with flying. And that's a lot better. You don't see many 3/3s for 3 with flying these days. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's not bad. Our second to last card today is the Relief Captain. 2 white for a core knight ally. Is a 3/2, and when it enters the battlefield, support 3. Support being put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to number other target creatures. This case support 3, so up to 3 other target creatures. Yeah, if you can manage to get a 1-drop, a 2-drop, a 3-drop, a 4-drop, boom. As in, this guy is your 4-drop. That's just good. That's just good. I like it. I like it. Again, I have a green-white +1/+1 counter deck that I will be very happy with. So yeah, we got one last card today, and it is the big one for today. It is Mina Den Wildborn. 2 red-green for a 4/4 elf ally. It is legendary. 4 mana for a 4/4. That's pretty reasonable. I'm okay with that. It also has, you may play an additional land on each of your turns. Okay. So it's a 4/4 for 4 with exploration built in. It also has pay a red and a green, return a land you control to its owner's hand, target creature gains trample until end of turn. Okay, so you can get your land drop, tap things for mana, return a land you control to its owner's hand. So I'm assuming your land to give a thing trample, and then play that land back down. So you can still go up in mana each turn, or you can just go up 2 mana a turn if you don't want to return lands to their owner's hand. It seems fine. I like this card. This card is going to go rather well, and it's going to do interesting. Yeah, I like it. And if you happen to get mana flooded later on in the game, you can just go both lands, boom. Just turn this mana flood into a little bit of acceleration. Yeah, I like it. I think it's late enough in the game that the play an additional land thing won't get overpowered unless you're obsessively searching for lands and putting them into your hand, but that's more of a constructed deal, probably. Yeah, that's all we've got for today, so I'll see you tomorrow for day 9 of the Oath of the Gatewatch spoiler season. See you then.